Welcome, everyone, to the ultimate game in the college football season. Everything has built to this, the battle for the national championship and college football immortality, a moment that every young football player grows up dreaming about. And it almost feels like we were destined to get to this point. The top two seeds of the college football playoff have survived. They've been on a collision course all season long. They've come through the challenges and the distractions, and now they'll fight for that beautiful trophy. As we'll see the number 2 seed in this playoff, the Penn State Nittany Lions, taking on a team from the ACC, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Herbstreit. And this is it. 2 teams enter, 1 team leaves here as national champions. Let's get this going. The kickoff team is out there, and you can feel the energy. 1 game to determine the national championship. And it's fielded. Can the returner make something happen here? Returner brought down. Sets up the next drive.
And the Penn State offense will take over. 1st and
10. Line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. They'll run it to the right side. The gain is 5, so it's 2nd and 5.
He's marked down.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
2nd down play coming up for this offense. Ball handed off. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Picks up 1. Brings up 3rd.
So let's see what they like here on 3rd and short from inside their own 20. Important to pick up this 1st down. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Catch is made down the middle. That's good for a 1st down near the 40.
Well, I've always said I think this quarterback all year long has been able to be as consistent as any quarterback in the country. And when you get the 3rd down, you've got to trust that he's going to make the right decision and throw an accurate ball to give you a chance at a 1st down. There's another example of it right there.
He's swarmed by the defense. First down here for this offense. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Catch made on the right side. And a big game before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Quick, really nice throw here to the slot receiver, and I love the quickness that he has after the catch. He's essentially a running back playing at that slot position. That's how dangerous he is after he makes a catch.
Clemson now operating in the red zone. One back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. He's got some room. Can he get there? And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
Boy, as a defensive coordinator, you've got to be careful being so worried about this pass game and this quarterback that you're a little bit soft up front, and it costs you. That's exactly what happened here as they score this touchdown.
And the PAT makes it 7-0 open scoring. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. Returner decides to field it. Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive.
Offense will take over 1st and 10.
So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Takes the handoff and tests the left side. And tests the middle and gets stuffed. That is just not open for business today.
Well, the defensive line does their job eating up those double teams, freeing up the backers to make the play.
Here's the second down play. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. Toss play to the outside. Fighting him off. He'll go down, but that stiff arm earned him.
It's the running back.
Boy, great job up front here getting this first down by this Penn State offense. And great combination over the years that we've seen in State College. The ability to run the football with an offensive line that can get that push and a big physical back to be able to pick up those yards and get those first downs.
Fresh set it down for the offense. First down. They'll hand it off. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on first down.
The Nittany Lions begin a new series here. 1st and 10. And they'll try to pick it up on the ground. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And the defense smothers him for no gain.
Well, that's exactly what defensive coordinators love to see. You've got a quarterback that typically is known for his ability to cover, and here he shows some physical toughness by sticking his nose in there, and he comes up with a nice play in support.
Now the offense will spend a timeout here, wanting to come up with a perfect call on this important play coming up. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And they heave it deep downfield. And the pass is dropped. Incomplete. Would have had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Chris, I don't know if it's the hype of the national championship, the timing between the quarterback and his receivers, but they have not been able to get anything going at all here in the first half. And the problem is They're already down in this game. They've got to put the ball through the air and start.
And it's intercepted. They tackle him after a short return, but they get the football back and set up shop near midfield.
Chris, he's just trying to find the hole in his own coverage. But, as you know, those windows can open and close pretty quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So the timing's got to be just right, or you're going to see an interception like this.
Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. Running with purpose. Brought down after a solid run by the senior.
Another great pickup on the ground here by a Clemson running back. And you know, if you're going to be a running back for Clemson, you have to be able to not just do that, but also you got to be able to catch the ball to the backfield because they're dangerous in the passing game as well.
First down play call. How aggressive will it be? And there's the handoff. And they tackle him, but a nice pickup on that running play.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Second down after that run on the previous play. And the single back takes the handoff. He shreds the tackle. Finding space at the 20. And he picks up the first down before they get him to the ground.
You know, a lot of people feel running backs with elite speed shy away from contact. But that wasn't the case there. Instead of running around the defender, this back elected to run right through him.
Clemson now operating in the red zone. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. And that's a solid gain before the defense able to bring him down. So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. They'll test the right side here. And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
The Tigers hoping to punch it in here. They have first and goal. First and goal, handoff. And that run produces a decent gain.
A pretty good push up front here by this offense line to get some positive yards here. You wonder if they're going to be able to run it in, or they're going to have to spread this defense out and try to find a one-on-one matchup to put the ball through the air for the touchdown.
Trying to find the end zone off the right side.
What a great play by the defense here, getting close to the goal line. Not only do they come up with a big stop, but they send them backwards in the process.
The offense will line up, chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. On third and goal, he's going to try to throw for it. And it's incomplete, but is the final play of this period.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Clemson 7, Penn State 0.
So they pass on the chip shot field goal. They're going to go for it. Fourth and goal from the 5. That player moved a little bit too early. It's a false start. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. So we begin the second quarter with a field goal attempt because the kicking team is out there. And it's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
They come away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. Solid coverage there. They get it at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. Offense retakes the field. We'll see if this quarterback can shake off the interception he threw in the last possession. Handoff in a single back formation. He moves the ball across the 20 to the 22.
Man, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. I'd love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Game makes it 2nd and medium. Here's that defense shifting again. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has a handoff. And he will make the first down. Tackled at the 26.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
The back's got it.
Christian, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Keeping it on the ground here. They get the senior to the ground, but it's a nice run there.
What a nice job here by this offensive line in the back to pick up this first down. And, Chris, you know better than me growing up in this area. Penn State's offense and the ability to run the ball, probably been doing it as well as anybody in college football for decades. Going back to guys like the late, great Franco Harris and Kajana Carter and Larry Johnson and Miles Sanders more recently, and, of course, Saquon Barkley. I mean, the list goes on and on of great Penn State running backs, and I'm sure they're proud to see him running the football the way he is today.
Now it's 2nd down here. They'll switch it up here, looking to throw. Pressure is coming. Couldn't find anybody open. He just has to throw it away. Challenging spot for the offense. It's 3rd down and long from the 45. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Grab near the sticks. It's Godet. The first down, pick up, tackled at the 45.
Man, you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, especially on 3rd down. Get him the ball.
Offense sets up for play number 8 on this drive. The offense bracing here for a heavy blitz. Tackle made after just a short gain. And the Nittany Lions come up to the line in a hurry-up. Can he get there on the ground?
Well, it's a great job here by this offensive line and the running back to be able to pick up the first down. Let's face it, they've dug themselves a hole here in this first half. The only way they can get back into this game is converting on 3rd down. It's exactly what they were able to do, get a new set of downs and a chance to put points on the board.
Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. The gain is 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. The offense calls a timeout here. That's their 3rd and final of the half. Coming to the line on second down, this is important. They want to avoid a third and long. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. So here we go, third down in the red zone. The kind of play that decides football games. On third down, he drops to throw. But they can't make the connection. Ball's incomplete.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points. But they could have more. Got to be thinking about going for this on 4th and short.
Met kick right down the middle. Can't hit it any better than that.
I was watching this guy in pregame. He has got a strong leg. I'm surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. And the kickoff will bounce right through the end zone for a touchback. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. They moved it last time, but settled for a chip shot, looking to find the end zone this time. First down, looking to throw the ball. Trying to extend the play. Choosing to just throw the ball away that time. Second down play now coming up.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
Incomplete. Second down coming up. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. Incomplete for a third straight play.
Well, the defense picks the right time to get after this quarterback. Third down, critical down and distance. Do a good job of dialing things up and good coverage downfield. He didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
Needs a completion here on fourth down. And he can't connect. The gamble doesn't pay off.
This is the chance you take here as an offensive coordinator and a play caller. You go for it here, you draw it up perfectly, you think this is the right play, and then the execution is not there. So the defense catches a break, and they get the ball back to their own offense.
Got space, looking to score. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Now they line up to kick the extra point. And it's good. Now they get set to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. The Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. Remember last time, went for it on fourth down and got stopped, and the opponent went right down the field. See if they can recover from that here. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Second down here. Time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. The clock has stopped. We've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. Now it's third down.
A lot of times college football, the game comes down to just a play or two. And that's a missed opportunity by this offense. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to come back to that same play in the second half.
Now in third and very long, looking to throw. He's got it for a big gain. Tackle made after a big gain.
Boy, this is every defense's worst nightmare. They have everything covered downfield. The quarterback just has given up on the play, checks it down to the back. Instead of rallying to the football to keep him short of the first down, he is so elusive, he picks up first down yards.
2nd and 10 here. Looking to chuck it again. He'll take a deep shot here. And this is dropped. Would have been a huge gain, but he could not collect it. Challenging play for the offense. They face 3rd and long here from their own 43. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. He's moving out of the pocket. Quick throw over the middle. The pass is intercepted. Not much on the return there, but the interception gives the football back to the offense at the 47.
What a play by the defensive back here. You have no idea how tough it can be and how slippery it is out there with this rain. The defense is reacting to the offense. The offense knows exactly where they're going when they're running their route. The defender has to try to be very careful to keep his footing underneath him.
Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. They're not going to get him. He's in. Touchdown, Penn State. So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. Good job dealing with the footing. PAT is good. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. Well, it's been an entertaining first half. Not much time remaining to cut into this lead. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense. They'll crank up the tempo here with the clock ticking down. 2nd down. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Looking to scramble. He's going to pull it down and run. And that senior toughness on display as he keeps the drive moving himself. The timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. Clemson getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Linebackers trying to confuse this offense now. First down. Looking to throw the football. He's moving out of the pocket. They get him down, but not before he gets to the +38.
Boy, this guy can do it all. We know what he can do with his arm, but when things aren't there, does a good job of pulling it down, knowing where the first down marker is, picking up the first down.
A pop pass on the jet sweep. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Man, that jet sweep action puts so much pressure on a defense. You get so locked in on the ball attacking you downhill. But when offenses sprinkle this kind of offense in, it stretches this defense out wide and can create some vertical seams for big plays.
Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain. More than enough to pick up a first down. And the Tigers looking to take advantage of the red zone trip here. Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. And it's incomplete. A little first down trickery doesn't work that time. Getting set. Here's second down. And the quarterback dropping back. But they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete. They're backed up here trying to make something happen on third and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And he'll loft it to the end zone. Looking for a touchdown, but it's incomplete.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on fourth down.
The kick is good. Offense collects 3 points on the drive.
Well, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
So here's the kickoff now. Offense settling for 3, tacking on a little bit of momentum before the halftime break. He's going to try for a return from a couple yards deep in the end zone. And the coverage team able to bring him down. So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of a half. Chance for just a couple more plays. Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. The pass rush closing in. Time ticking away. Time for just one more play before halftime. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. The Nittany Lions will kick this deep to begin the second half. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. Offense heads back out onto the field. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their first of the half. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Linebackers moving around trying to confuse the offense. First play of the third quarter is a handoff. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line. The Tigers will come to the line to crank up the tempo. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Fighting off the defender. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29. So it's third and long from the 29. Defense figures to bring pressure here. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. And it's the senior getting home with the sack.
A really good job by this defense. The quarterback looked to be trying to work through his progressions to find his open receiver, but before he knew it, he's on his back.
And at fourth down, they'll punt it away here. Oh, and he's got some space here. Coverage seat brings down the returner. And the Penn State offense is back out on the field. They start the drive giving the ball to the receiver and an end around. And he's shoved out of bounds by the defense short of their first down marker.
You know, even though positive yards are gained here, I think the defense has to be happy on how they prepared coming into the game for these kind of different looks. They looked very aware that these formations and plays could happen on any given down.
They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
I understand the concept of bringing the blitz, and you hope that it gets home. But if you don't, you leave your corner in man-to-man situation against this wide receiver, that is a tough ask for this corner, and he's going to lose that battle more often than not.
They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play. The Nittany Lions have 1st and 10 here. Same tailback, another carry.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
2nd down play coming up. And from the shotgun, an inside handoff. And they tackle him, but a solid gain down to around the 5-yard line. And the Nittany Lions looking to finish the drive here. It's 1st and goal. And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. They'll run the option. He'll toss it to the back. Couldn't quite get there. Brought down at the 2. All right, 2nd down and goal now for this offense. We go with a direct snap. Muscles across the goal line. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Kicking team on now for the extra point. PAT is good, so the lead now is 11. Getting set to kick the ball off now. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback will start at the 25. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. This group is coming off a quick 3-and-out. Can they put something together in this drive? Receiver in motion now. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Trucks through the defender. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards. And the Tigers looking to run some tempo here.
You know, a lot of times these types of plays either go for nothing or they can go for a huge chunk of yards. Here they do a nice job of getting it to the outside, turning it upfield, and ended up getting a nice gain out of it.
Line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. Short throw to the sideline, forced out after just a short gain.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays. But the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
He's brought down after a short gain that's not going to be 1st down yardage.
Boy, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
Back in motion now. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. Looking to throw yet again. Defense is coming after him. And that pass rush has trapped him. It's a sack. The defense will spend their second timeout here to make some adjustments. Still down by double digits in the third quarter. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Offense looking to throw the ball. He's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge fourth down stop.
Chris, I understand. Scores, it's fourth down. You've got good field position. Hey, let's keep this drive alive. I understand why you go for it. Unfortunately, not able to execute it. This could cost him the ball game.
So the challenge doesn't work. That'll cost the head coach a timeout. We'll see if that comes into play later in the ballgame. Handoff running right. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Maybe this stop is an indicator of what's to come for this defense. The offense, frankly, has been able to enforce their will in the first half, but maybe things are starting to change.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? The defense with more pre-snap movement. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces a defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards. Didn't quite get the first down, but I'll tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense that they better defend this style of play moving forward.
It's a fumble. Defense grabs the football. It's a turnover. First down here for this offense. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Quarterback moving out of the pocket, trying to create. Slides to avoid the big hit.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, of which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. The Tigers will crank up the tempo. Looking to pass here on second down. Here's the throw deep downfield. Incomplete. Very lucky to avoid an interception there.
Well, you can see what happens when you try to squeeze it into a tight window. An incompletion is probably the best result you could hope for, because an interception is the most likely outcome anytime you throw into double coverage.
Looking to throw it on third and very long. It's a screen pass complete to the running back. Defense makes the stop. The screen pass doesn't produce a first down, and now it's fourth down. Crucial play, down double digits in the second half. They're going to go for it on fourth down. And now the defense decides to spend a timeout to regroup a bit. The offense trailing here in the second half. This is a crucial fourth down try. Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. Fourth down, looking to throw for it. And it falls incomplete. A turnover on down. Big play for this defense.
I really thought that this was going to work out. Showing an aggressive approach here. Going for it on fourth down. Looked to be there. They just weren't able to complete it.
And the Penn State offense comes back on the field. A handoff to the back. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
The defense made a good play there, but needs to string along more stops like that against this running back if they want to be able to win this game. The run game has looked good in the first half, but maybe that won't be the case from now on.
Offense getting set. Second down play here. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. He's brought down quickly as short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
Defenses all around the country have got to do a better job of keeping an eye on these little guys from the slot. They can dismantle a defense with their speed and quickness in the open space.
Crucial third down play right here. The defense with pre-snap movement of its own.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Penn State 24, Clemson 13.
First play of the quarter is a crucial one. Offense trying to convert this third down. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. He's now going to get the first down. It's fourth down. The Nittany Lions will come to the line looking to keep the drive going on fourth down. Fourth down. He's throwing for it. He's got it. Enough for a first down. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Boy, the defense was in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on fourth down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior.
Now, I like the run play here. And offensively, at this point in the game, you want to remain in that attack mode first, while also staying in bounds and working that clock.
Important second down play coming up. Takes the ball and heads to the left side. Finding some room with the 25. Touchdown, Penn State. Just ran away from the defense. Now here comes the point after attempt. Extra point up and good. They build the lead to 18 in the final quarter. Kickoff teams come on the field now to send this one away.
Clemson 13.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. Okay, the Clemson offense heads back out onto the field. The last time they went forward on fourth down, didn't get it, and it ended up costing them 6 points. And they bounce back here. An incompletion makes it 2nd and 10. Quarterback drops back. It's a short completion to the big tight end. Breaks the tackle, gets into the clear. An explosive play across midfield all the way to the 41.
Hey, listen, this game isn't over yet. The defense can't get too comfortable with this lead, and I know the coach isn't content with giving up plays like that at any point in the game.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Finds an open target on the left side. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
Coach makes the decision to go for a 2-point conversion. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
Defense not fooled at all there. Nice job of stepping up and stopping that 2-point conversion.
Formation would indicate they're going to try the onside kick here. And looks like the hands team are able to recover the football. Nittany Lions offense retakes the field. offense will keep it on the ground here. And he's stopped after gaining 4 yards. So 2nd and 6.
Well, this is where you really rely on your offensive line. Late in the game, you got the lead. You got to run the football. They know you're going to run the football. Get behind that big offensive line, run that running back, make sure he protects the football, and you got a great chance at a victory.
Handoff as they try to work the clock here. And just a short gain this time, they're able to get him down.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front of the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
They'll try to pick up the 3rd down yardage on the ground. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. The Nittany Lions will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense. And the wideout goes in motion. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Brought down to the 27. It's a 1st down. This offense really threatening now.
Yeah, to me, Chris, with this offense, it's almost an extension of their running game. You put the receiver out in motion, you flip the ball out to him, out to the outside, let him do what he does best, which is use his instincts, and he picks up a 1st down.
Good job bleeding the clock on this drive so far. They'll come up on a 2nd down. And that's the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to work the clock, getting closer now to an impressive victory. 2nd down after that previous play. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. And that pass falls incomplete. Big 3rd down play. If they can't get the stop, they have to consider calling a timeout. Offense appeared to be confused about the snap count there. It'll cost him 5. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. 3rd down play for this offense. Here's the handoff. A change of direction. And he breaks the tackle on the way to a solid gain there.
Well, how fitting for him to get another nice carry here, because it's been that kind of game in the national title. We knew coming in that he was going to be showcased. I didn't think he would have this kind of performance on this big of a stage, but he has, and a big reason why they're going to win this national title.
Coach electing to go for a field goal attempt. No problem. Knocks it right through. And they add to their lead.
Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the powerful Clemson offense is back out there. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. And he can't escape. It's a sack for the defense. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. Second down, we're going to throw it. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. Punt over the middle. It's Morris. That is a huge play. Finally brought down to the 46-yard line. First down, clock stops for a moment, but no huddle here. They've got to hurry. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's going for a big play downfield. And the ball is picked off. Look out, he's got some space.
Just a great job of anticipating that and coming up with a big interception by this defense. Because they have this lead, they've really forced this offense to become one-dimensional. They're expecting the ball to be into the air. The defensive backs have their eyes on the ball, and they're able to capitalize with a big pick here in the national title.
And looking to throw now on first down. And he'll loft this one deep to the left side. Oh, and it's picked off. A crushing mistake. And they finally bring him down. Great defensive play, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see if the takeaway stands. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. He'll hand it off. Tackled up near midfield at the 48. And the Nittany Lions hustle to the line to run the hurry up. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Catch made on the out route. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down. New set of downs for the offense. First and 10. Linebackers making some adjustments now. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. The gain is 4, so it's second and 6. No huddle here for the offense. Oh, here comes the reverse. He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman. Third down play, looking for a fresh set of downs. And that'll do it. We have a national champion. Well, this head coach told us we prepared well. We're ready. I'd be shocked if we didn't go out and play well. And he had a good read on his team. It's a big win.
This team was incredibly well prepared, and schematically, I liked a lot of the things they did to counter how the defense was attacking it. Sometimes games can be won and lost thanks to a good game plan, and we saw how it made a big difference today.
Well, that's going to do it for us and wrap up another outstanding season of college football. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. Officially, your kings of the college football world and national champions, the Penn State Nittany Lions.